John was quite clear. The answer is we need to wean ourselves off oil and gas and impose hefty windfall taxes on the companies who supply it to us.
It's absolute nonsense. As it happens, in the last 100 years, carbon has transformed our relationship to the world. It's made us be able to live longer, to have development and wealth creation and growth. Actually, what we need to do is have a productivity plan. We need to have a plan that is a cost-benefit analysis, dispensing with net zero, saying this is how we can organise our energy independence, our innovation and growth. That's why the Together Declaration has actually launched a cabinet to say we need jobs in the United Kingdom. And this whole idea, right, that we impose limits and restrictions for some kind of notion that somehow it's going to make the planet better is preposterous, right? What we actually need to do is have jobs, have wealth creation, but that also involves all sorts of other things like nuclear, tidal, and a range of other things. But we need to be able to have energy independence, and we need to be able to have energy that is going to enable us to do things, not when the wind stops or when the sun isn't out. It's very, very destructive to our wealth creation, its limits, its power cuts, our infrastructure. And I really think that's why we've got a new campaign that's called no-to-net-zero.uk. And I'd encourage all your viewers to sign the petition and drive that and have a proper assessment and evaluation about where Britain's going in the next 100 years for our energy plan and for where we want to go in terms of growth in the economy and development.
OK, John Grant, you are shaking your head so much that I thought it was going to wobble off. What do you got to say to that? No to net zero.
Well, I mean, OK, net zero, whatever. What we're trying to do here is to stop damaging the planet. And the net zero is a shorthand. We shorten that. I agree. It's an oversimplification for stopping harming all of us. And this idea, I didn't mention renewables, by the way. I was talking about reducing our energy consumption. But the reality is that we've done the research on renewables. And if we can put the money that we're currently squandering on expanding oil and gas that will be stranded assets in the future in energy and batteries and energy resources, this challenge for a country that has half the wind in Europe, and the sun is going to rise and fall, and quite rightly, tidal stream, waves, all of these things. There is no single technology that's going to do this, but we have plenty of energy if we invest in these resources effectively. This idea that oil and gas has been really good for us the last 100 years is true, but it's ridiculous that we forgive it all the evils going forwards when we've got the opportunity of such cheap energy that isn't oil and gas, and we're not then bleeding our money to foreign companies. So we do actually improve the UK. So the way to actually feed cheap energy into UK grids is to make that energy here in the UK, not pay companies abroad. It's just, oil and gas have lifted us to this point. But their time has passed now, and we have to leave that and leave it in the ground.
OK, Alan Miller, the future is green, the future is renewable. And fossil fuel advocates like you're a fossil too.
Well, I think it's really great that you've got this conversation on GB News, and I really applaud the fact that we can have this conversation with John. And I think that we're all coming from the same position, right, which is we're trying to work out what's the most rational, sensible way that we can work out a way to be efficient, energy independent. But the important thing is how we have provision for the public. I don't think we need to limit things and restrict things. I think what we actually need to have is growth and development and productivity. These are things that are unfashionable. We're told about things like limits to growth and restrictions and suffocation of things. And actually what we need is a kind of festival outlook over the next 100 years, a kind of what does Britain want to look like in the next 100 years in terms of energy creation, in terms of wealth creation, jobs. North Sea oil, we should be exploring that and developing it. There's jobs. And we should be pursuing a range of different areas about our infrastructure and energy needs. And that's why at the Together Association, we've got a cabinet that's dedicated to the energy and the environment, amongst other things. And we've got this campaign, no-to-net-zero.uk. I'd encourage everyone to sign it, please.